in Green Bay back in 2022. Months later, you'll remember this video. Shabiznes went viral after a courtroom video captured her attacking her own attorney during a hearing.
Last December, Kessler was convicted of murdering former co-worker Jolene Cummings, a Yulee hairstylist and mother of 3. Cummings vanished on Mother's Day weekend of 2018. To this day, her body has never been found.
How do you think you would feel when you hear a family member of yours was found dead, with their body parts scattered here and there?
Stop it.
The woman you just saw is Taylor Shabiznes. On February 23, 2022, the dismembered head of a 24-year-old American named Shad Therian was found in a bucket by his mother in Green Bay, Wisconsin. His mother, Tara Pekanich, called the police and they discovered several bisected body parts in different locations. The perpetrator? Taylor Shabiznes. Therian and Shabiznes had been involved in a relationship for a while, and 2 days before parts of Therian was found, Taylor had picked him up from his mother's house. She took him to another apartment where they had met up with a friend and ingested quantities of hard substances. Shortly after, they were under the influence, so they went back to Therian's apartment. When they arrived, they got intimate in the basement. Tara Pekanich had been out with her boyfriend when her son and Taylor arrived in the house. However, during this process, Taylor strangled Therian until he started to cough up blood and didn't stop until he gave up. She killed Therian with a metal chain before dismembering his body and putting his head in his mother's basement. She also removed Therian's organs and parts and put them in plastic bags, cardboard boxes, and a storage tote. The particular murder was so gruesome that it is still being talked about. If what Shabiznes did to Therian when he was alive was horrifying, it was later revealed that what she did to him afterwards was even worse.
But when did you start, cutting up his body?
Like almost right away. I was sucking and cutting at the same time.
Shabiznes mistreated Therian's body for hours after he died. She sexually assaulted him and mutilated his body with intimate objects after being intimate with the body herself. She admitted this with no ounce of remorse in her behavior, but this was not even enough. Shabiznes appeared in court after she was arrested 3 months later by the police when they found the missing remains of Therian in her minivan. She was charged with intentional homicide, third-degree sexual assault, and mutilation of a corpse, among other counts. Investigation revealed that Taylor Shabiznes had drawn inspiration from the infamous serial killer, Jeffrey Dahmer, who had ritualistic habits when he murdered his victims.
You meet the same fate as your idolistic Jeffrey Dahmer. So have a good life, shit business.
Taylor claimed that after she dismembered Therian, she drained his blood into the bathtub and took a shower with it. This particularly horrifying revelation shocked the interrogator to the core. Eventually, it was time for Shabiznes to defend her position. However, she had other plans.
Stop it. Stop it.
During this court appearance on February 23rd, Shabiznes suddenly attacked her lawyer, shocking everyone who was in the courtroom at the time. She hit him in the face before the lawyer fended her off himself, before the officers in the courtroom tried to subdue her. 6 months before this, on September 1st, 2022, the lawyer Shabiznes attacked, Quinn Jolly, had submitted a plea of not guilty by insanity due to the nature of Shabiznes' actions. It seemed that the reason Taylor attacked her attorney in the first place was because Quinn had requested that the trial date be moved back a little. After this incident, however, Quinn told Judge Thomas Walsh that he planned to remove himself from the case after that session. After this outburst and sudden attack from Shabiznes, her future appearances in court showed her wearing a spit guard due to her unpredictable actions. In one of these sessions, Shad Therian's uncle told Shabiznes that what she did was horrible and it was a consequence of her refusing to get help for her condition.
There's help out there. And if you take the path to go get the help, you wouldn't be in this situation right now. None of us would be in this situation. But to take the cowardly path that you did and to make other people suffer because you were suffering is pretty shitty.
Michael Therian.
Okay, go ahead.
Taylor, I just wanted to say that I forgive you for what you done to my son. Yeah, you made a bad choice, and now you have to live with it. And like I said, I forgive you, and I'm going to ask the judge if he can, if she can see the streets again sometime,
Shabiznes showed no remorse for anything she had done and was seen smirking on multiple occasions. Judge Walsh didn't think this was right or even permitted in any way, because what Taylor did was so terrifying that the judge said that it offended human decency. The jury took only 30 minutes to decide on their verdicts, and they found Shabiznes guilty of all charges. Even though Shabiznes' new attorney had insisted on a plea of not guilty on the basis of insanity, the jury said that the murder was premeditated and calculated. Shabiznes was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole, and she showed little to no emotion as her sentence was read to her. Take a deep breath, because this next case will put you on edge.
Jordan Beard is Jolene Cummings' cousin.
34-year-old Jolene Rebecca Cummings was a single mother of 3, working as a hairstylist at a local salon in Yulee, Florida, in May 2018. Her friend, Brooke Harley, reminisced how she met her in high school and had been friends with her ever since. She said Jolene was vivacious. People wanted to be around her. She was a very giving, loving person. She was amazing. According to Brooke, Jolene graduated in 2002 and got pregnant shortly after. Though young, the latter was confident she would be a good mother.
Brooke says Jolene was the kind of friend that would stick up for you.
She'd always be like, why are you letting them talk to you like that or do that to you? Like, you can't do that.
When Jolene's relationship with her daughter's father did not work out, she moved to Jacksonville with her child and enrolled in cosmetology school. Jolene's mother, Ann Johnson, recounted how her daughter was ecstatic about getting the job and was slowly building her clientele. On May 13, 2018, it was Mother's Day and Jolene's birthday. Ann stated her daughter always bought her flowers on that day. When Jason pulled into the driveway around 6 p.m. and said Jolene did not meet him in Hillard as per their predetermined arrangement to pick up the children, Ann started getting worried. Jason said, "I would have heard from her. Her daughter definitely would have heard from her." Ann knew something was wrong when Jolene did not pick up her calls and contacted the Fernandina Beach Police Department to file a missing person report. The 34-year-old was last noticed leaving her workplace around 5 p.m. on May 12th and was never seen again. According to the authorities, she has been murdered, but her remains have not been found to date. The police suspected her body was dismembered and secretly disposed of. The investigators decided to build a timeline leading up to Jolene's disappearance and contacted the owners of the Tangles hair salon to learn she had been tasked to close up the salon on May 12th at 5 p.m. Furthermore, the owners informed the officers that she was with a new employee named Jennifer Seibert and provided them with her address and contact number. Soon, the investigators found Jolene's beige Ford Expedition on May 15th in the Home Depot parking lot in Yulee. They checked the surveillance footage to discover Jennifer walking from the parking lot and going into a nearby gas station after parking the car on May 13th at around 1:17 a.m. Suspecting she was involved, the police returned to the salon to learn she had not reported to her work ever since. Kimberly, who was going under the fake alias of Jennifer Seibert, was charged with first-degree murder in September 2018 and was also charged with 2 counts of battery on a law enforcement officer after allegedly stripping nude and flinging feces at them. As per the show, her antics inside the jail and court, including going on a hunger strike, were to be ruled mentally incompetent to stand on trial. However, she was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole in December 2021. According to her inmate records, Kimberly is in her mid-50s and is serving her sentence at the Lowell Correctional Institution in Marion County, Florida. And our next case is a neonatal nurse who murdered her patients.
Lucy Letby, on each of the 7 offences of murder and the 7 offences of attempted murder, I sentence you to imprisonment for life.
Lucy Letby, now 33, was born on the 4th of January in 1990, is a British former neonatal nurse who was convicted of murdering 7 infants and attempting the murders of 6 others between June 2015 and June 2016. Her murder trial, one of the longest in English history, lasted more than 10 months and captivated the United Kingdom. The Guardian, which published more than 100 stories about the case, called her one of the most notorious female murderers of the last century. Letby was the focus of suspicion following a high number of infant deaths at the neonatal unit of the Countess of Chester Hospital. shortly after she was qualified to work with children in the hospital's intensive care unit, and to her being on duty during every one of the 24 incidents identified as suspicious events by Dewey Evans, a former pediatrician consulted by the press. During Letby's trial, the prosecution suggested several possible motives for the killings, including boredom, that she got a thrill from the events surrounding the deaths, and that she enjoyed playing God. The prosecution told the jury that she was controlling things. She was enjoying what was going on. She was predicting things that she knew were going to happen. Another possible motivation suggested by the prosecution was that the killings were to gain the attention of a married doctor, with whom Letby allegedly had a secret relationship. She had texted this doctor non-stop during some night shifts, minutes before attacking babies. One sheet of paper found in Letby's office and shown to the court was an annual leave form on which Letby had written phrases including, "I trusted you with everything and loved you. You were my best friend. And please help me." There were other notes found where she wrote words such as, "I did this. I am a horrible, evil person. I don't deserve to live."
Said, "I don't deserve to live. I killed them on purpose because I'm not good enough." It also said, "I am a horrible, evil person." And then at the bottom, in capitals, "I am evil. I did this."
The families of the deceased all sat in court with broken hearts, some with the toys their babies had before death. Lucy Letby showed absolutely no sign of remorse. The court said she's not feeling sorry for the babies she murdered, rather feels emotional due to the evidence found in her home. She told the jury that all she had ever done was to care for the babies and meant absolutely no harm. She denied all charges alleged against her. She told the court that nobody would have loved to be accused of something as cruel and brutal as that. Her parents sat in dismay at the court each day as they made eye contact with their only child going in and out of her cell. Lucy refused to come up from her cell during the last hearing, and she was sentenced in her absence. The judge had to pronounce her sentence as if she were present. Letby was found guilty and charged on all counts of murder of innocent babies. She was sentenced to life imprisonment with no chance of parole or bail. Her license as a nurse was taken away and given 14 sentences. Lucy Letby is now known as UK's top notorious murderer and serial killer, surpassing Beverly Allett. Get ready for another gripping installment that will leave you on the edge of your seat in our next video, Angry Karens Reacting to Life Sentences.